today I'm just in a canning mood. The pressure canner's going with ground meat in it that we found on sale. And we bought 6 pounds of unsalted butter. I've got a few bars in here that are melting. We've got it on a real slow melt. My jars for my butter in here in the oven. We've got it set at I think I've got the oven set at 215, 220, something like that. I'm melting the butter slowly. You don't want to get it too hot, too fast. I'm going to take all this butter. I'm going to melt it down on the stove, not boiling, just melting. While it's still hot, I'm going to take my jars out of the oven. I'm going to pour the hot melted butter into hot jars. Then I'm going to cap it with a hot lid. And we're going to let it cool for a while, shaking it as we cool it. Then we're going to put it in the refrigerator for about an hour, shaking it 2 or 3 times during that time. And this is a recipe. I watched Starry Hilder, and she believes in the least amount of work, and it still works. And her butter lasts for, she opened some that was 4 years old. She said it should last at least 5 years or longer. So we use a lot of butter. We don't have a cow. And this is the best way I know to do it. Now, I don't know that margarine would work, so I don't advise trying. Margarine's near plastic anyway. It probably would last 25 years. But butter, real butter. If you have your own cow and you do your own butter, why not can some? Sounds good. As you can see, all the butter's melted. I'm bringing the temperature up to get it hot. And once we get it hot for about 4 or 5 minutes, know that it's really good and hot. I'm going to put it in hot jars. But that is 6 pounds of melted butter. We're going to take our jars out of the oven. These jars are hot. So I'm going to sip one out at a time, and we're going to use this and dip this hot butter, and I'm using the half pints right now, and I kept this stirred up. I think she said to give it some head space, so we're doing that. I'm doing Starry's way, just so you know. I'm going to put this in there. Okay. You put a hot lid. Everything with the butter needs to be hot. The jar needs to be hot, but no water. That's what it's going to look like right there. And we're going to sit it to the side, and we're going to shake it several times, probably every 5 to 10 minutes. I'll walk by and shake it for the next hour or so while it's cooling. And I think the half pints would be better because you're going to end up with enough butter for a few days, unless you're cooking. Now, if you're going to be baking, you're going to end up with needing more than 1 jar. That's why I'm doing some pints. Okay, I have 7 half pints and 3 pints. They've just been jarred up. I'm walking by and shaking them ever so often because you can see the white is wanting to settle in the bottom. And when they cool off some, we're going to add them in the fridge for about an hour and shake them periodically in the fridge to keep them mixed so they don't totally separate on us. It's really hot here in Mississippi, so I'm having to put my butter in the fridge, and I just come by and shake it ever so often. And I'll shake them up, and we'll give it about an hour and see if it solidifies. Here we have our 7 half pints and 3 pints of butter. It's been in the refrigerator for 1 hour. The half pints for an hour. I left the pints a little over an hour, about an hour and 15-20 minutes. I went by and shook each one. You can see they have solidified. Looks like butter. We're going to be storing these in the pantry. I'd say that it was a success. Canning butter.